Welcome to Smooth Bits, friends. I'm Smooth Operator, just like the song. I thought I'd do like a little bit of an impromptu video just regarding Soulframe. It's a beautiful game, firstly. It's a sister game to Warframe, made by the company Digital Extremes, and they've done an absolutely amazing job. Luckily enough, I got a code from a friend, I think roughly last week, and that gave me access to this awesome game. So I just want to do a little bit of a rundown of my thoughts, my experience. So far, it's all been pretty damn good considering. So beautiful, beautiful game. I can't get enough of it. I've come over from Warframe. I played roughly about 3.5k hours in Warframe. So I definitely think that I'm going to be adding a lot more time into this game for sure. But firstly, what I'd like to kind of go through is some of the mechanics of the game, weaponry. This area that I'm in right now is called the Nightfold. Uh, Beautiful area you can access. Most of the time, if you're in combat, unfortunately you can't. This is one of my favorite things, is the transition. Back to the open world, absolutely incredible game. So well put together, really well designed, and it's just beautiful to look at. Uh, so it's all on an island called Midrath. Absolutely cool area. Really, 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 really fun to play. Alko's Children Tale. I'll get into the factions probably in a little bit. But the first thing that I would recommend is running around the world and finding these particular areas called world trees. Uh, you will have, when you first open the game, this whole entire area will be covered in cloud cover or um, non-vision. So to get rid of all of that, you've got to seek out these things called world trees. I'll take you guys to that momentarily, but I just wanted to go through a little bit of the Nightfold, what it does, and how you progress through the game. So this is one of the first places that you have access to, which is your tent. Uh, it holds your inventory area, so anything alongside uh, weapons, armor, your look, statistics. Say you've got a bow, you can actually add points in over time that you collect. All of your weapons, you rank up to level 30. But beginning with the first area of the game is the three different classes that you get. So, in relevance to classes, you've got a spirit user, which is kind of like more magic style. Grace is a little bit more, say, if you want to sneak around a bit, do a little bit of backstabbing. That's Grace in very short form. And then you've got your Courage, which is more of, say, like your tank, hack and slash. You want to get right into the combat. These guys are actually a really good class to start with. But personally, I went with the Spirit class. I really enjoy them, actually. Um, so moving on from the class basis, um, probably these two, the Spirit or Courage class, I would start with. Race is pretty cool, but I haven't actually had the opportunity to play it yet. But these points that I've distributed into Spirit, as an example, these flow down into, say, your weaponry. So the class that I started with this particular weapon, which is the Odiak. And you can see where it says attuned spirit. That means if I attune or put points into the virtue of spirit, I end up adding more damage to that particular class. So that actually helps to boost that particular weapon. So you can see like your attack, a charge attack, the stagger rate, 20 points. Enemies generally do get a little bit of a stagger bar, and once they do, they start glowing. But I can show you a little bit more of that mechanic a little bit later. Orin and Umber, you get attunement to courage. So if I want to have this usage of this weapon, you're actually required to have a minimum 10 points in your courage tree, which I currently have. Life, I've got about 360. And then grace, if I want to attune to say like a grace weapon, which is say, for example, thistle, you've got to have, actually there's no minimum requirement for that, which is good. So I'm not sure about the other particular bow in the game. I believe it's called Juniper. That one I haven't actually farmed out completely myself yet, but I have gone through and I've gotten a few different courage weapons. So I'm kind of playing a little bit around with them. Vetch, I still have to rank up. Unsula, I haven't actually used yet, so that looks like it's a grace weapon, and your required attunement amount of points in grace is 10, so I'm about 2 points away from that. Or what you can do is actually just respec from that and then put 10 into that. So I've got 10, 10, 12. So if I wanted to switch to that particular weapon, I can now because I've got the required grace points to it. Royal Tines, this one's a dual dagger or short blade, very, very fun. But you can see it's a requirement of spirit at 20 points. So if I want to do that, I'd definitely have to take a lot more points from both of these and then jet that right up to 20. Uh, it does lose a little bit more on some of the other class points, but that's okay. I can respec that completely if I want. And it does tell you if you've got any extra points to spare, so I can probably just pop those in there as an example, and then I can start using that particular weapon pretty easily. Combat arts. This is actually a really cool part of the tree. So any levels that you get within any particular class weapon, say like a longsword or bow, you end up getting points into that particular tree. So currently I've used all the points for the bow point system. So it doesn't look like I've added any extra points at the moment, but what I have done is had a look through and see what kind of works really nicely with the bow. So for charge shots, as an example, you can blast all buried arrows into a barrage of splinters. So what that means is you can charge your bow shot in a certain AoE. You'll see it on screen. I could probably even actually show that particular one. But in that regard of using a bow, that will actually help give you a little bit more AoE damage. Barb shots, just all the arrows that get shot up into the air and then get buried for longer in the ground, you can heavy shot them or an enemy that's been hit by arrows and it actually explodes a little bit more, kind of like little firecrackers. It's pretty cool. The range of Harrow Ale is pretty fun too. Arrow Hail, sorry, not Arrow Ale. Although there is an in-game pub, so I might actually see if I can go visit that later. I don't think you can imbibe, but anyway. My leg, that's actually a really cool one. On downed enemies, you've got a chance to down them on impact. But if you shoot them in like the kneecap, it's basically like a kneecap shot. It kind of helps stagger them a lot faster. And then Rife Knock is increasing the arrows of Arrow Hail, which is very useful. So since I've gone through that little explanation of the bow, I will actually showcase that. So let's have a look. So it doesn't have any major requirements for the points. But what I might do, just so I can actually add a little bit more points into the Grace class, that should help boost a little bit more of the damage and it gives me a little bit more life as well. So I'll showcase the bow in a moment, but this is basically just change whatever particular armor pieces that you've crafted. You don't get these straight away. You've actually got to go find materials for them. And then something of note too, with your weaponry, you actually have access to something called moats. And moats are acquired through exploration. So it's exploring different parts of the map, finding little moats that are floating around. And what I'll